On the outskirts of the sleepy town of Ravenswood, there stood Harrow Hill, a place shrouded in darkness and whispered legends. It was said that the hill was haunted by the restless spirits of those who perished in a tragic fire at the old Harrow Asylum in 1896. No one dared to venture there after sundown, fearing the wrath of vengeful souls. One stormy October night, a group of daring college students, led by the skeptical Ethan and his ever-curious sister Isabella, decided to challenge the stories of Harrow Hill. Unbeknownst to them, the boundary between the living and the dead was at its thinnest during this time, and their actions would have consequences far beyond their wildest nightmares. Armed with flashlights and a camera, they traversed the steep hill, their footsteps echoing in the eerie silence. The burnt remains of the asylum loomed before them, its charred walls casting grotesque shadows on the moonlit ground. Undaunted, they stepped inside. The air was heavy with the scent of decay and burnt wood. As they explored the decrepit building, the temperature seemed to drop with each passing moment. Whispers echoed through the halls, chilling them to the bone. Ethan, trying to shake off his growing unease, told himself it was just the wind. Suddenly, the group stumbled upon a room filled with old patient files, their yellowed pages scattered across the dusty floor. Isabella, driven by her insatiable curiosity, picked one up and began to read aloud. As her voice filled the room, a shiver ran down their spines, and the whispers grew louder. One by one, the students began to experience strange phenomena. Objects levitated and flew across the room, unseen forces grabbed at their limbs, and terrifying apparitions appeared before their eyes. Realizing that they had disturbed something sinister, they raced to the exit, only to find the door had vanished. Desperation and panic set in. They were trapped within the cursed walls of Harrow Asylum, and the spirit's vengeful cries grew louder still. As the storm raged outside, the group was plunged into a living nightmare, forced to confront their deepest fears and darkest secrets. In the heart of the asylum, they discovered a hidden chamber, its walls adorned with ancient symbols and cryptic writings. At its center stood a stone altar, stained with the blood of long-forgotten rituals. Ethan, desperate to save his friends, realized they had to appease the spirits to escape. With no other choice, they each offered a piece of themselves to the restless souls, a lock of hair, a drop of blood, a whispered secret. The wind howled as the spirits accepted their tributes, and the door reappeared. They fled the asylum, their hearts pounding and their minds shattered by the horrors they had witnessed. The night had left its mark on them, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked within the shadows of Harrow Hill. The secrets they had shared on the altar would forever bind them to the vengeful spirits, and they would never truly escape the echoes of Harrow Hill. Months passed, and the once daring group of students found themselves haunted by the memories of that dreadful night. The horrors they had witnessed on Harrow Hill had left deep scars, and they could not shake the feeling that they were being watched by the vengeful spirits they had encountered. Ethan and Isabella tried to resume their normal lives, but the darkness that had seeped into their souls proved impossible to escape. They had managed to flee the asylum, but the tormented spirits had followed them, exacting their revenge in the most insidious ways. Whispers plagued their dreams, filling their minds with images of the asylum's tormented past. The spirits taunted them with the secrets they had shared on the altar, forcing them to confront their darkest fears and deepest regrets. Their once close bond began to unravel as the spirits turned them against one another, sowing the seeds of mistrust and paranoia. The other members of the group, too, found themselves consumed by guilt and fear. Haunted by the ghosts of Harrow Hill, they struggled to maintain their sanity as the spirit's wrath intensified. Friendships crumbled, relationships disintegrated, and one by one, the group began to fracture under the weight of their own dark secrets. Desperate for answers, Ethan and Isabella sought the help of a renowned psychic named Madam Leclair. They hoped she could free them from the spirit's grip and restore their shattered lives. When they met her, she gazed into their eyes and recoiled in horror, the sheer malevolence of the spirits surrounding them like a shroud. Madam Leclair revealed that the spirits of Harrow Asylum were fueled by their unresolved anguish, and the only way to break their hold was to uncover the truth behind the fire that had consumed the asylum. Their souls could only find peace by exposing the dark secrets buried beneath the ashes. Determined to end the torment, Ethan and Isabella, along with the surviving members of the group, returned to the decaying ruins of Harrow Hill. They combed through the asylum's remains, searching for any clue that could reveal the truth behind the tragic fire. The spirits sensed their presence and unleashed their fury, determined to prevent them from uncovering the past. The air grew colder, the shadows darker, and the voices louder as the vengeful souls converged upon them. In the depths of the asylum, they found a hidden chamber untouched by the flames. There, they discovered the charred remains of a journal, its pages barely legible. The journal belonged to Dr. Silas Blackwood, the head physician of Harrow Asylum. As they read the entries, a sinister tale of twisted experiments and unspeakable cruelty unfolded before their eyes. Blackwood had been driven by a twisted desire for power and knowledge, using the asylum's patients as guinea pigs in his inhumane experiments. The fire had been no accident, but a desperate act of rebellion by the patients, a last-ditch attempt to escape their tormentor. Armed with the truth, the group confronted the spirits, exposing Dr. Blackwood's atrocities and demanding justice. The air crackled with energy as the spirits processed the revelation, their wrath now focused on the true source of their suffering. The ground trembled as the spirits exacted their revenge, the walls of the asylum collapsing inwards, burying Dr. Blackwood's malevolent spirit beneath the rubble. The once vengeful souls now found solace in the truth, and their haunting whispers began to fade. Ethan, Isabella, and their friends finally felt the weight of the spirit's torment lifted from their shoulders. They had faced the darkness of Harrow Hill and survived, forever bound by their shared experience. As they left the crumbling ruins of the asylum, the once oppressive atmosphere seemed to lighten, a hint of peace settling over Harrow Hill. In the following weeks, the group began to rebuild their lives, the memories of that horrifying night slowly receding into the past. Their relationships, strained by the spirit's influence, slowly mended, and they found solace in the knowledge that they had brought justice to the tormented souls of Harrow Asylum. Ethan and Isabella, their bond stronger than ever, dedicated themselves to unraveling the mysteries of the paranormal. They vowed to use their harrowing experiences to help others suffering from supernatural afflictions, ensuring that the darkness that had once consumed them would never claim another victim. The legend of Harrow Hill continued to live on, a chilling reminder of the secrets buried within its haunted halls, but the spirits that had once plagued the group were now at rest, their vengeance finally sated by the truth. And as the years passed, the sleepy town of Ravenswood began to heal, no longer overshadowed by the darkness of Harrow Hill. The once forbidden place became a symbol of resilience and hope, a testament to the power of truth and the strength of the human spirit. But deep within the ruins of the asylum, a malevolent presence still lingered, its vengeful whispers echoing through the charred halls. Dr. Blackwood's spirit, buried beneath the rubble, waited patiently in the darkness, his twisted hunger for power and knowledge undiminished by the passage of time. For the battle between light and darkness is never truly over, and the echoes of Harrow Hill will forever serve as a chilling reminder of the horrors that lurk within the shadows.